Chiefs or die. Welcome to Shaggy Shane's Kansas City Chiefs. Late May, Chiefs breakdown, news, updates, and more. We're talking about possible June 1st cuts. I started the June 1st cuts a little early. Yes, baby. With some Porsche bomb. I knocked out some June 1st cuts this week. And here I come. Ready or not. Thank you, Lou Graham. I know, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Kansas City Chiefs freaks worldwide of all ages are probably thinking, who in the hell is this guy talking to me without his beard? A man who's got more chins than Chinatown. A man who's coming at you on Memorial Day weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Shaggy Shane, breaking down some Chiefs news updates here for you. And I hope each and every one of you are having a happy Memorial Day weekend. A happy Memorial Day, having some time off with the family. Look like Lake of the Ozarks is out of control, man. Come on. Come on. Where's the social distancing all jumping around in that little pond there? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk some June 1st cuts to be, possibly, maybe, I don't know. But just something to discuss to give your Kansas City Chiefs some salary cap help. Some salary cap situations for Patrick Mahomes and Chris Jones. Something to dissect, something to maneuver, something to adjust so we can get the deal done of these two gentlemen that are, without a doubt, a fixture in the offense and the defense. Chris Jones signed this one-year franchise tender, his one-year franchise tag. Patrick Mahomes took care of his fifth-year option. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe Chris Jones is going to have to play under that franchise tag, because if they're going to make any moves to sign these two gentlemen and to keep them here long term, then the Chiefs are going to have to cut Damian Williams and Anthony Hitchens. I do not see that happening. If they do cut Anthony Hitchens and Damian Williams after June 1st, that would be ballsy. That would be ballsy by Brett Veach to make this maneuver, because Willie Gay Jr., the middle linebacker, second-round draft pick, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire were brought to the team, and they're not getting a rookie mini camp. But if they're going to cut Anthony Hitchens and Damian Williams, that would be ballsy. I hope they don't do it. With that being said, if they don't do it, then Chris Jones is going to have to play under his franchise tag. And Patrick Mahomes, ladies and gentlemen, Pro Football Focus talked about Patrick Mahomes last week, saying the Chiefs will begin talks with Patrick Mahomes' extension come July. So I believe Patrick Mahomes' contract is going to be done. You believe Patrick Mahomes' contract is going to be done. Pro Football Focus would not leak that out if Patrick Mahomes' contract wasn't going to be done in July. So with that being said, we need to see what's going on around the NFL. Dak Prescott, the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, has already turned down 2 offers. People think he's insane. Dak Prescott saying, I'm not going to sign that deal. And then they offered him another deal. Last week, Dak Prescott turned it down again. He's saying, I'm not going to sign that deal. The reason why Dak Prescott's not going to sign that deal is because he wants to see what Patrick Mahomes is going to make. Dak Prescott is playing Russian roulette. He's turned down 2 deals from Dallas, saying, I'm not going to take that deal, because he wants to see what Patrick's going to get. He wants to see how he can structure his contract, because we all know, Chiefs fans, NFL fans worldwide in the NFL know Patrick Mahomes is going to be the highest paid quarterback in the National Football League. They know with his contract being set, it's going to set the bar for Dak Prescott, Deshaun Watson, and other quarterbacks moving forward. Ladies and gentlemen, because Patrick Mahomes' contract is going to set the bar. People are going to want to People are going to want to not only see what Patrick Mahomes does financially, but they're going to raise their game. They're going to want to compare themselves how he does on the field. For years to come, we're going to see how Patrick Mahomes' contract, or not only Patrick Mahomes' contract, but you're going to see a lot of teams, a lot of offenses want to gear their game around Patrick Mahomes. Not only in the next 2 years, but the next 10. If you look at baseball, if you look at Juan Marichal, the Dominican dandy, and Dennis Oil Can Boyd, you can't deny that Dennis Oil Can Boyd wanted to pair his game after the Dominican dandy Juan Marichal. There's no way, because the way they had that high left kick and their wind-up, you can say that Dennis Oil Can Boyd stole a lot of the way Juan Marichal pitched. But Dennis Oil Can Boyd's out pitch was the overhand curve, something Satchel Paige called the yellow hammer. But I digress. We're not talking baseball. We're talking about how other quarterbacks and how other coaches are going to try to pair their game after Patrick Mahomes. Hell yes, baby. So look for Chris Jones to play under the franchise tag in 2020. And look for Patrick Mahomes to get his extension this August. Now let's talk Andy Reid's legacy in Kansas City Chiefs history. Andy Reid's the best head coach in Kansas City Chiefs history. For the numerous playoff appearances, for the numerous AFC Western Division title, you know Andy Reid is the best head coach in Kansas City Chiefs history. I myself, yes, all my subscribers and viewers know, watching the Shaggy Shane show, they say, hey, Shaggy, you've been pretty critical of Andy Reid. Any criticism that I have had of Andy Reid was pre-Steve Spagnuolo, was pre-Tyrann Mathieu, was pre-Honey Badger, was pre-Frank Clark. And I did say Andy Reid's legacy would be tarnished if he didn't fire Bob Sutton. I sat here after the AFC Championship game and said, Andy Reid needs to go, because I thought he was going to hang on to Bob Sutton. Well, 2 days after the AFC Championship game, Andy Reid did the right thing. He fired Bob Sutton, brought in Steve Spagnuolo, he brought in the Honey Badger, and traded for Frank Clark. The rest is history, folks. We didn't need a top 10 defense to win the Super Bowl this past year. We just needed to make some stops. When the Kansas City Chiefs got up, when the Chiefs got down 20-10 and they scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl to pull within 3, we just needed some stops. What did we get? A 3 and out. Punted the ball. Chiefs drove it back down the field, took the lead. 49ers down 4, drove to the 50. We just need some stops. We got a 4 and out. Hell yes. So my criticism was to Andy Reid, you need to not stay loyal to Bob Sutton. And it happened. This past spring, or this past February, March, it was announced that the Chiefs were leaving CBS preseason to go to NBC 41 local channel for preseason games, and as well as the Chiefs left their AM Sports Talk 810 to move to 610. I myself feel that 810 was a better quality team. They had the 810 Sports WHB did a damn good job of covering the Chiefs and breaking down the Chiefs. Some from Soren Petro to Stephen St. John to Todd Lebo. But I want to talk about what expedited the maneuver, more than likely, is a situation that I got involved in from my YouTube followers and subscribers last June. 11 months ago. 11 months ago, I started getting an email from a couple viewers saying, hey, Kevin Keatsman is crossing the line with his slamming of Andy Reid. And I was at work and I didn't get to listen to it. But I heard the context of it and I didn't know if it was real. So I got a hold of my homie, my right-hand man. You know him, you love him, Clay Windler of Red Tribe Cinema. He spent 7 years at SB Nation. The man who has the amazing following on Twitter. I said, hey, Clay, I'm getting these emails and messages about Kevin Keatsman crossing the line for his criticism of Andy Reid. It involves his son that had died a few years ago. I need you to listen to it. what my viewers are saying in these email messages to me are true, then we need to let the Kansas City Chiefs kingdom know that Keatsman has crossed the line with his criticism of Andy Reid. Again, I didn't listen to it at that time. I was just getting messages that Keatsman had crossed the line. So Clay, I said, Clay, if 810 WHB is ballsy enough to put Keatsman's opening monologue on their podcast, then you need to let Chiefs Kingdom know. Clay Windler listened to me, and he said, all right, I will. And Clay Windler listened to the podcast of 810 4 hours later, and he retweeted Keatsman's comments of his criticism of Andy Reid. And we all know what he said. Andy Reid lacks discipline. He couldn't even keep his son from killing himself. And it was sad. It was critical. But Clay Windler had to do it. And between me and Clay put it out there on Twitter. And Louis Riddick retweeted it, calling out Andy Reid. Jeff Allen, former chief, retweeted it, calling out Andy Reid. And consequently, it cost Kevin Keatsman his job at 810. But it's what Keatsman's mistake and Keatsman's gaffe and Keatsman's idiotic comment. If that was the reason 810 left to go to 610 was because of Keatsman, that's unfair to the other sports guys like Petro and Steven St. John, because they did a great job of covering the Chiefs, and it was unfair that happened to them. 610's good. I mean, everybody's got their favorite sports talk they're listening to when they're driving down the road. And if whatever you want to listen to, I'm not going to tell you to listen to 810 or 610. Whatever you want to listen to, that's fine. I just feel that 810's more Kansas City based. 610 has got guys that use the last 20 years that use 610 as a stepping stone to move forward. Damon Amendolara came from the East Coast. He went to 610 and was there for a few years and moved out. Nick Wright was from Kansas City, and he went to 610. He moved on, and I don't blame him. He's with Fox Sports, and he's done a good job. But just basically the point, 810 had some guys that did a great job covering the Chiefs, and I prefer those guys. It just sucks that Keatsman, brought him down, man. Keatsman was the fall of 810, and I feel that 810 still has a good product. And my intentions weren't to cost Keatsman his job. My intention was to let the world know that Keatsman shouldn't have said that, because my viewers, my subscribers started emailing me saying, hey, Shaggy, even though you are critical of Andy Reid, Keatsman went totally disrespectful, and that's why he's out of a job. And it doesn't help that Keatsman continues still to call out Mark Donovan, the Chiefs president, on Twitter. He had some tweets last month calling out Mark Donovan. He's since deleted them. But we're not going to talk about that any longer. We're going to move forward, and I just wanted to put that out there because my viewers are saying you should, talk about that more intently on how the whole thing with Keatsman went down and how you let Clay Windler know and how Clay blasted him into another stratosphere. It had to happen. It had to happen, folks. But with moving forward with your Kansas City Chiefs, I will be back here to let you know that we will be talking about some more Kansas City Chiefs updates. It's an exciting time to be a Kansas City Chiefs fan. The Chiefs made the proper moves with their draft pick. It's going to be tough to hang on to Frank. It's going to be tough to hang on to Chris Jones, because the Seattle Seahawks were in the exact same situation last year with Bobby Wagner, Frank Clark, and Russell Wilson. They traded Frank Clark, gave Bobby Wagner and Russell Wilson their extension. Now the Chiefs only got room to sign a quarterback. I want Chris Jones, don't get me wrong. Who doesn't? So now we're going to move forward. And once more Chiefs news and updates breaks, I will be back. I will be back here next month with Clay Windler, and we will discuss some of the situations that happened last year as well with the Tyreek Hill situation, and how Clay Windler was able to break the news to us moving forward that came to fruition. It's an exciting time to be a Kansas City Chiefs fan, baby. Arrowhead Stadium is only 4 miles from my house, which is a short drive to the countryside. Where you going? You can't run and hide. So many questions. Questions like, what's going to happen with the Chiefs? Come back, baby, next month. And Clay Windler and I will break it down. Until then, this is Shaggy Shane saying, go Chiefs!